crap. All right, I just noticed that I hadn't plugged in my microphone, so everything is fine now. Is everybody hearing me right? How's the sound? All right, awesome. Cool. Hey, Valentina's here as well. Petros, Valentina, Sarah. Goddamn, we got all the people that give me weird things to do. How's everybody's day going? You guys have fun? All right. So last stream I did was on Tuesday, and it was like an hour-long stream. Most of the things that we did was like pretty generic stuff, like the frames for the doors, windows. We actually built one of the bathroom elements. What I did, the only thing that I actually have changed off stream was I've added in this element here, and this is the same thing that we did for the bar. So yeah, it's there. My eye is getting better. It's still not 100%, but at least I can look at the screen without squinching or getting a headache. So that's good. That's good. Okay, so today we have. I actually have no idea what we're gonna do today. Probably we're gonna do something about this room down here, and something about this room up here. So those are basically the only two rooms left. There we go. So we might actually go ahead and add something in there, because I don't want to put anything else up in this bathroom, because it's tiny as it is, and it has everything a bathroom should have. I might actually add in one opening for a window in here, because when I open up this thing with the roof, let me just see. Okay, roof planes, yeah. When we have the roof, that thing is really closed off, and we do want to have something here, at least to get some sort of a okay, like this. So we have some opening for either like light coming in or air. So let's simply just add in that thing right away. For this, I want to have maybe something down the line of a small opening, or one of those windows that kind of flaps down, so we can use something like that. And for that, I can just easily go in, go 1, go 2, and just get some divisions where I want to have that thing, like so. Alright, awesome. One extra edit poly. Select these two, delete. And now when we put on the poly, it's going to fix that thing. I really don't want to have this happen. So what I can do is, instead of having this thing to be this low, I can just select the whole thing. Yeah, it's not gonna do anything else. So select that whole edge, turn on the edge constraint, and simply just move it upwards a bit, like that. And now with the turbo smooth, there we go. I think this is better. Alright, cool. We can have that as a source of light. Not much, but enough. Or, come to think of it, I might actually make it a bit bigger on the low side as well. So, go down again with the edge constraint on. like so. Alright, cool. I'm okay with that light. In here is going to be just fine. We get in some of the light coming in. And just quickly check it out from the inside. Yeah, that's going to be plenty of light. Okay. So, what are we going to be addressing today? Any ideas? What do we want to do with this room, and what do we want to do with this room? Come on, let's see some ideas. Let's get some traction going. I'm pretty sure that Sarah or Valentina are going to come up with some amazing ideas that are going to end up me designing some weird stuff. But I want to see everybody else like pitch in and give me some ideas. First, I'm going to change the color of this thing. I don't want to have this thing green, so I'm going to go gray. Okay, do I have? Oh crap, I don't. Okay. Let me. The room in the bottom. I'm thinking of an interior terrace, kind of an idea. Hey Jeff. So isolate these two, and yeah, like I thought, I'm actually going to do this. While you guys are thinking of that, I want to make me a symmetry one on this. Go on the Z like that. That's fine. So now edit poly. I want to change this thing with the frames for the windows, so we have a better frame for the windows as well. Alright, so like that. Okay, move it down into position. I'm gonna get this thing done. Alright. Okay, you can go up on top. There you go. So now if I delete this, what I'm left with is a much better. Okay. Alright, that's fine. Cool. Hey Jeff. Hey Emre. Alright, where else do I need to have a frame? I need to have a frame up here as well, so I'm curious to see what Sarah's gonna come up. I'm thinking of an interior terrace, kind of an idea. What's an interior terrace? Center to center. What? Wait, what? Okay. Oh, okay. This thing has a mid portion for this. Okay, no problem. Let's go and check out Discord. I will check out Discord, Sarah. Give me a sec. I can just move some stuff around. Okay, check the top. That's fine. fine. Ooh, alright, so if I take this middle part and detach as a clone, that's fine. Can delete this middle part, and now this thing can be squished in just a bit, like so. Give it a chamfer. No, before I actually do the chamfer, let's reset the X form. So now when I add a chamfer, it's going to get a better, more correct. Well, it's the same thing, whatever. Let's try 0.5, so it's not so. Alright. And copy it from here. Put it down here. Go. And when I end the isolate, I get this thing to not look like I want it to look, because this thing is going off the edges. Not what I need. Damn it. Okay. A small regress then. Need to select the corner ones. Until it's like this. Alright, cool. Not a big problem. Select that one and that one. And move in like so. Alright, cool. So we have some some frames for the top window. How does it look from the inside? It's okay. I can live with this. Alright, let me see what we have on Discord. Path of Exile. Okay, that's game. Oh, I actually played that game. Yes, is there any improvement? Do you think I'm good? No chat. Okay. Oh. Alright, let me see what Sarah has shared. Whoa. How does this fit into this room, like down here? This is a very small room. So also another thing that we're missing is a piece that's going to have a bed in it. So we do need to create a bed. Preferably something that can hold at least 2 people. Let me see what else we have. Winter Garden. Now this is for the nope. Let's see the other one. Ooh, this is a nice one. Go. Well, actually, what I've had in mind for like upcoming streams, because in the first and the second stream, what we did, we actually started off with nothing. We were making it along as we went. But for the next stream, I actually want to go ahead and create something that we're going to have a clear vision as to what we want to create, and then go from there and just like slowly start building up and create actual renders that we can like see and know what we want to do, so we don't have to like guess quite as much as we are guesstimating right now. So these might actually be some interesting ideas. All right, so beanbags. Beanbags. Why not? But so. Okay, so in here, let's add in. Well, if I go ahead and add a bed, let's just choose something that's gonna be not too big. All right, let me see what Valentina says. Streaming related. Yeah, I know what a beanbag is. I think I've even made a tutorial about one of those beanbags. Ooh, if I have, let me just quickly check something. If I have that. Yeah, it's one of these guys. Now the real question is, do I have the actual model? The beanbag mesh. Yeah, it's this one. I remember making the tutorial about how to bake in all the like these stuff, and this was a tutorial that was using ZBrush. So let me quickly just check in and see how the base for this thing looks like. Oh, hell. Alright, so I've done a white box. What is this? Looks like dough. No, not gonna do that one. Don't I have the high poly version for this thing? Chair bag high. Okay. Let me. Oh wow. All right. Okay. What did I just do? Ah, it's fine. This is the decimated version for it. Okay. Okay, Mr. Venga, about your question about buying a PC, and it's not going to be a high budget PC. Go for something that has decent core number, because when you're rendering stuff, majority of the renders are done on your CPU, unless you're doing real-time rendering. In that case, it's going to be more of a hybrid where you have CPU and GPU. Or if you're going real-time, then it can be just solely GPU. So yeah, Ryzen 5 should be fine. And yeah, I should really make a video about what sort of a PC you would want to get for rendering and stuff like that. All right. Valentina, was your idea about something like this? A beanbag like this one? How big is this thing? i7s are amazing, but the thing is with them and well, like all things with Intel, for the last 10 years they've been the best on the market and the only ones in the market. AMD weren't really playing in the game for the last 10 years, so Intel didn't do much. They actually did nothing. So I'm not a big fan of them, even though I'm still rocking a CPU that's like, what, 7 years old now? And go like this. Alright, so this beanbag can go in one of these rooms, but the other one is going to have to be like a room dedicated for sleeping, so like a bedroom. So we can take this thing and maybe put it on over here. So you can just like come up here, chill down. Ooh, this is, where the hell did it go? Okay. So chill maybe in here. One beanbag over here. You can have another one on like so. And this can be a nice room to, like, I don't know, do some light reading. You can actually, you can just like sit down here by the fire and do some reading. Or we can take one of those bean bags and put them near here. I don't know. This is design stuff. This is why we have amazing people like Valentina and Sarah to tell me their ideas, which I'm definitely not gonna be very happy when they come up with something very weird. But let's hear it. i7 is okay, dude. If you want to go for it, go for it. Let me see what Sarah just posted. It's here as, what is this? Ooh, this is nice. This is actually really nice. I'm a fan of this. This is a nice look. Let me see what's the other one. Oh. Yeah, this is nice. Open space, a lot of light coming in. Some really overexposed lighting here. Not bad, not bad. Jeff, be my guest, post something else, and I will be a fan of your stuff. So, in general, I'm a fan of fun ideas, and I'm a fan of nice looking ideas. So, yeah. What is this? Okay, so let me just see something. Do I have the turbo reverse? Oh, wait a second. Save before we do anything else. And save a second version of this thing. I do not want to crash Max and corrupt this. Alright, go to Twitch, scene, and plus. Okay, so let me see if I can go with a turbo reverse and get some of the extra polygons removed. I'm either gonna do that or crash Max, so we'll see. And it looks like it's option number 2. Ding 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 ding. Max has crashed. Okay. Dude, there is no best. There is a different like rendering solution, but they're both amazing. So yeah. Okay, so what is this now? What the hell happened? Of course, now I cannot even select this damn thing. It's called Sphere 07, so I need to now find Sphere. Okay. Delete this thing. There we go. Now I can reselect it again. It's fine. Alright, those are fine. Alright, let me just do something that's starting to bug me a bit. I'm gonna start to try and frame this house a bit. Now, what is this? This is a roof. Why is this thing not in the roofs? Cloth modeling, man, it's always the same thing. Marvelous designer. Alright, so let's do something like this then. I do want to use my V-Ray physical camera. So what we're going to do is I'm going to open up my text for the V-Ray physical camera and go like, alright, so create one V-Ray physical camera. Select this thing. Move it outwards. Now make it so it's a targeted one. Okay. I have a target. Go in. What the hell? Really? Okay. Let's quickly check and see where this thing is. I do not want to have this thing inside the wall. So I can put it here. Select my target. I want to have a different resolution for this thing. So let's go with 1920 by 1080. That's a fine. It's a wide shot. It can give me some headache while this thing is still in the damn wall. I'll move it out of the wall like so. Select the target. Let me see if this thing, oh yeah, it's looking downwards. So I can have one up, one down, and maybe even get it so it's a bit, Alright, we're gonna have some different shots, I guess. First one is gonna be more of a look towards the kitchen, but I might as well select both of them and raise them up like this. Cool. All right, for everybody that's been asking how to create the V-Ray physical camera, which in my opinion is the best thing you can use when you're rendering with V-Ray, even though for some reason, I don't know why, while V-Ray was in the 3.x version, they forced everybody to use the physical camera from Autodesk, and they had their V-Ray physical camera in. If you want to create a V-Ray physical camera, all you got to do is just type in V-Ray, create V-Ray physical camera, open and close brackets. So just take this, copy it, and paste it down in the Max script, and it will create a camera for you that you can like play around with. All right, so now first of all, let me just test something. I want to open up actually I'm gonna unhide everything like this. And the main question is, do I have any, like, when I'm looking at here, do I have any spread so that, oh yeah, I do. Okay. 0.2 spread, no. I know that one of these should have a spread between them. It's not that one. Yeah, I might have done it, but then again, I've made quite a few videos, so I don't really remember what I've done and what I haven't done. And generally when people ask, it's easier just to like tell them where to find it, opposed to like go ahead and tell them to watch a video. Alright, so it's not this. Damn it, where the hell was it? Ah, it's here. Okay, so 0 and grout length 0. No grout length. This means that no light will be passing through the boards. Length 0, and that's good. You don't want any there we go. Okay, let me check some of these guys. Yep, okay, now it's light tight. Grout length 0. Boom. And Bob's your uncle. Alright, so now let me quickly just use a map for it. Let's just use a V-Ray environment map. So go to V-Ray environment, V-Ray sky. That's gonna work. Pop open my material editor so I can slowly start to build up this scene based on how much light I have coming in. Alright, that's fine. Put this thing here. Select my V-Ray camera. Get my white balance to go down to neutral first of all, or daylight, whatever works. And F number, let's try with 6. Okay. All right. Not like that. Change my settings to go for the GI, go brute force with brute force. My progressive, it's fine. Bundle size is fine. I'm not going to change anything else in here. All right. So I can get an idea as to what I should expect. Alright, very dark, as I can imagine. Oh, of course it's going to be dark. I don't have any actual material for the windows. Everything is just dark boxes. Alright. Alright, let's quickly just create one material that's gonna be for our windows, so I can play around with something at least. I need something very basic, so something black. reflective to a point. Fresnel reflection is on. I'm gonna choose sides. Not gonna lie. 1.4. Refraction on. Very refractive that is. At least I know what this thing is. So, okay. Now, select these three. Apply material to selection. These ones should have that same thing applied, like so. Okay. Let's check the difference now. All right, more light coming in from that side. That's nice. Where else do we have light that should be coming from? It should be coming from here and here. So both of those should have that same material applied to them. We might as well want to select that thing and copy it over here as well as a copy. Oh, and another thing I just noticed is that do we have these as, oh yeah, they do have a thickness, so they have some shell on it. When you're making like windows, what you don't want to do is have just planes, like one-sided planes. You want to have a window that has thickness to it. So, okay, what I've done is I've actually done it well. So all of them have thickness. That's fine. I'm gonna have some nice light coming from there. Okay. So first what I'm gonna do is change my shutter speed here to be it more for like an inner side, like shutter speed 100. Should give me a bit more light to go inside. So interactive rendering. Yeah, starting to get some light coming in. And I can notice that I'm definitely lacking some sources of light for in here. Alright, so what I can do for that is instead of going in my camera, I can increase a bit of the settings for this thing. So go in here, specify the send node. I want to go with CIE clear, go with 35,000, pop the render fast. Alright, so let's not pop the render fast, let's interactive rendering will give me a faster, like, smaller case. Alright, so the feedback is better. Oh, one thing I'm not sure is how is this thing like holding up while I'm streaming and trying to like do this rendering thing. Is there any like breakup in the sound that you guys are hearing? All right, cool. If everything is cool, I can just like start playing around with this thing. One of the things that I do know for a fact is I'm gonna have to like do some tweaking for the camera and for the lights, but generally what I'm gonna have to deal with is the fact that this piece over here, or this entire like space, it's either going to require some artificial lighting, or we're gonna have to open up a window in here so we get some nice light coming in. I know for the ISO we can like ramp up this thing. It will increase the light burn here. So if I go like, let's try 400, that will give me more light in my scene. But again, I'm gonna have the same issue. And this entire place like here, it doesn't have any direct illumination sources. It's like everything is more or less dependent on the light bouncing off. So everything I'm seeing in here is more or less indirect lighting. There we go. let's go and do something like this. So this is definitely gonna require some lighting, and I'm pretty sure that at this point both Sarah and Valentina are really like amping up to find some very weird sorts of lights that we can fix in the kitchen, and then everybody's gonna be happy and everything is gonna be lit. But yeah, from what I can see, this house has some decent like lighting coming in from all of the lighting sources, from the ceiling openings, from the front side, this huge opening from behind in here. So everything is fine. So we're gonna have some nice illumination for this room. So that's at least the positive thing. I'm gonna hide this. Go B. Go. Like so. Alright, let me see what has been added in the streams here. Oh hell no. Why are you doing this? Valentina, why would you make me do this thing? I'm not making this. I've made stuff like this and I really don't like it. Because if you model something like this and then try to fake it with maps that are basically faking all of this with distortion, it ends up looking crappy. But you can just take a piece of a scanned tree, slice it in half, and basically just like cutting it, and you get all of those nice details. But then again, I don't want to do that. Let's see, what's the other one? You want to have something like this? Well, I think we already do. If we want to have this, what I can just do is slide over here on the top. First of all, let me just hide these two. Hide the roofs. There we go. I can just take this and modify it so it looks like that other one. There we go. So these two are very similar. So I can just take this or make it like this. Or take this and make it look like the other one. Ooh! Okay, Valentina just posted a very interesting light. And I like this light. And it can double down for something else I'm doing. Wait a second, is this a... Yes, it is. What was it called? Military Light Kitchen. Okay, we can do that. And the great thing about this is that I will not have to recreate the interior for this thing, like the bulb, because this is an Edison bulb. And I already have a tutorial created about the Edison bulb, so I can just use that thing. I like that. Alright, so let's just... And the great thing about this is I can use these models in the premium tutorial setup that I'm doing. So this can double down as cool. I like this. Triple Edison lamp. Ooh, this is actually my chance to get your guys' feedback on something. I would love for you guys to post some like lighting fixtures or lighting scenarios that you would like me to tell you how it's done, like how you would light that thing in a like a rendering tutorial or something. All right, so first things first. All right, anti-isolate. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first hide my. It's fine. Save this thing, and then I want to start a new scene. So reset, yes. Try to find my this was this one? Yeah. It's this one. Creating the materials. Yeah, this is the Edison one. We can use this one. So scene, Edison bulb. Which one? God damn it. Fine. Open up. Alright. Delete everything that I don't need. What's left is this thing. I don't want this. Alright, cool. What? These are gonna be like really hard on the rendering type. So, okay, you know what? Screw it. I just needed to have go black. Hit it with the material selection. It's fine. Make this thing see-through. I don't need any materials for it. Go and reset. Yeah, reset. Alright, cool. So now I want to save this thing up. Textures, no, Twitch. A-frame house, and this can be triple light. L1. Okay, let's see what you've sent me. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, there it is. This is simple. Nothing too complicated about it. It's basically cylinders. Alright, so let's open it up. Yeah, there we go. Much bigger. What? Deny. Yeah, Valentina, I know. It's always about the size. How's it doing? Yes. That's fine. I like this. Okay, you go over here, you go up on top. Now, let's create the basic overlay for this thing. So cylinder. Oh, hell no, definitely not that big. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check and see how big this thing is. A measure 93 centimeters. Okay, so definitely not the right size. Bulb size. Size centimeters. Okay, top size. How big is it? Really? It's about 10 centimeters. Alright, so that means that this thing can go down to about like 10%. There you go. Now you're about the right size. You can be deleted and you can get ungrouped, and now you can get your reset X form and they, oh no, something got screwed up, so delete the X form. Crap. Okay, so again, this should really fine. There we go. Now it's back to size, it's fine now. Reset? Oh, don't you dare do this thing again. Oh, this is exactly, man. It has a rendering thing, so that's why it's keeps screwing up with this thing. So go with edit poly, and now it's no longer gonna do that thing. Reset X form. There we go. Convert to minimal poly, and now we can start working with this thing. While it's gonna be the right size. Okay, so now triple white save. Cool. Cylinder. Again, let's try to do that thing one more time. Now this is a much more acceptable, so about 10 centimeters, which means radius 10 centimeters, about 20 centimeters diameter. Rotate around. There we go. And oh, hello. Go center to center, X, Y, and Z. Okay, so now it's centered around this thing. So let me quickly check the size. Oh yeah, this is way too big now from what I can see. So let's try with 5 maybe. Yeah, 5 works much better because when I'm looking at the image, I can see that it's a lot closer. Yeah, right here we can see that thing here. So the ends of the actual glass are much closer to the bulb. So go back to here. Might even make it a bit smaller. Let's try with 4. Yeah, 4 should work. Alright, so go down. Let's eyeball it for about... not sure how big it's going to be, but we can work with that. Go edit poly, just think this big is gonna be fine. Size doesn't matter, it's how you scale it. Now, let me just clean up some of the clutter I have here. Alright, that's fine, it's not needed. That's cool. Okay, so back to this thing. Where's the image? Okay. I think it's close enough. Now on top of this, I can probably put it there, like so. Make it so it's about this big. All right, cool. So now that I have this, next thing I want to do is I want to apply a shell for it. So it's going to have some thickness. Make it a 0.3 on the inside. And another thing that I'm actually going to add here is I will be using a turbo smooth for this. So I'm going to put a edit poly before that. I'm trying to think about something. I want to redo this for a couple of different scenarios, and in one of those scenarios we're going to be using this as if it has a texture to it. Interesting. Right. Give me a second, I will be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, for this, I'm actually going to leave it as it is for now. I might go in and add in some, just a few edges in here, so when I put that turbo smooth on, it's going to give me a nice transition on the corners. I want to have that roundness. One there, another one in there. Pop a turbo smooth. Yeah, we're gonna have that nice lip, the round lip, and I do want to have a few connects in here so I don't have those very elongated polygons. There we go. Turbo smooth on, and this is gonna be a nice cover for this thing, at least for the thick. And I can make this even thinner, 0.1. There we go. So we have a nice look for this. Now I want to add in the extra that we have here, which is going to be these guys. Again, very simple. What I can just do, instead of creating everything from start, just make one copy to about here. Delete the turbo smooth, delete the shell, and from the cylinder in here, just make this thing radius of 5. Oh hell no! So 4.2. Yeah, 4.2 should give me a very small lip around it, maybe even a smaller one. 4.1. There we go. Edit poly, get the top to go down. Like so. Cool. again, this is gonna require a small shell. That's cool. And now we just need to have 2 more. So for the first one, what I can do is again do the same thing, which is it. Copy it once up. This time around, delete the edit poly. So we're left with a cylinder. It doesn't have the bottom and the top capped off. Now increase the radius to 4.5, or no, 5. The height should be a very, very small amount, like maybe even 0.5. All right, even less, 0.2. Okay. It's going to be a cap. Now, I want to make this thing so it's centered. This thing is centered as well. So when I put it upwards, pull this thing upwards as well. I know at least that they're all in the same line. Like so. Move this up. Oh, and by the way, how do you guys like the music today? We have a new list of songs from YouTube, and these are supposed to be songs that will not get well, flagged by YouTube, basically. 0.02. Turbo smooth. Alright, cool. We got that thing done. So 0.02 is the magic number. Edit poly for both of these. Inset. One more inset. And collapse. Go and loop it around. Go chamfer. 0.01, 0.01. Let's pop it up with 2 segments. Again, turbo smooth. 2 iterations will give us a nice look there. All right, awesome. Last thing we need, one more for the topping here. This time around though, we will not be needing, the cylinder is going to be so small, so radius of 1, height of maybe 3. Oh no, maybe it's definitely 1.5, something like that.
Everything changes.
Cool. Now, edit poly, delete the top and the bottom, get them this one to scale into about there, upwards once, scale inwards, and now let's add in some supporting edges to hold the corners that we want to have them sharper. So chamfer of 0.03. Oh no, 0.01 with 2 iterations. All right, so you don't have the bottom one, turbo smooth on, and 2 iterations for turbo smooth. We get a nice line for, what the hell is that? Whatever. Alright, so the only thing that's missing in here is, I guess there are some screws. And and those can be just added in like that. So we'll go 0.5. There you go. Nice. Whoop. This way. Edit poly. Delete those two. Nope. Collapse on this side. Go in. That's gonna work like this. Select those, and those. Chamfer 0.01. 2. Pop this thing. Alright, that's going in. That's fine. Make it grayish. That's cool. So now I want to affect the pivot. Align it pivot to pivot. So now when I get this thing rotated 90 degrees, I can make 3 copies and have this thing on all 4 sides. As such. How big is this thing at the moment? No. Alright, so we got quite a bit of geometry playing around here, but most of it is due to turbo smoothing. So aligned. It's probably gonna have something to hold it up, and I know for a fact that there are 3 of these guys. So now just get it center to center, XYZ. So now when I pull this thing up, this should be flat in line with this. The rendering should have like a thickness of a much smaller one, so like 0.2. Yeah, great. Go straight in here. Maybe 0.22. Yeah. Boom, we got the first light, and this thing has 3 of these standing in line. So let's try 1, 2, 3. Probably has something to hold it up. Alright, so for the holder, what I'm going to do is just a simple casing. It's going to be 55, that's fine. The width 3 by 3, that's okay as well. So don't move it on the Z. Okay, I guess you move it on the Z because who gives a crap what I said. Alright, so put it there. Edit poly, make this thing. Oh, first let's add in one there. Put it like this. That's fine. One in there, one in there. It's going to give me a nice swivel without support edges for that. So let's see how this thing is going to look with a turbo smooth. Yeah, like I said, my swivel. Although I can add, or do I need to add? Let me see. I do need to add something on the bottom to hold it a bit closer to the bottom. So move this thing down. Like that. And this is gonna make it so it's, yeah, not a fan. So let's see something else then. You know what? Not gonna use any of those lines. We're gonna play the other way around. So control backspace this thing. Clear all. And go 1, 2. 1, 2. First of all, let me just place this thing. Smoothing groups on. Press K. All right. So K to hold that down. Go K, hold this thing down. Turbo smooth on. Another turbo smooth. No. You know what? Screw this. I'm happy with how this thing looks as it is. No, I cannot speak Turkish. I don't speak Turkish. And I've been told that my last name in Turkish means a violin or the sea, something like that. All right, hold on a second. Insert this thing to about there. Extrude it in like that. Let's see it. Let's test it out like this then. Ah, okay. So K there. 1K there. And that one and that one again. K. It's starting to annoy me. Alright, you know what? I don't want to spend all this time on details that will never ever be seen. So I'm gonna do the very sensible thing. Grow, delete, cap, solid. There we go. Boom, boom, done. Okay. I'm gonna save this thing. Triple light 01 max. That's fine. Okay, what else have you guys shared with me? Nope. I have zero ethnicity that's Turkish. I have zero relatives in Turkey. I've been to Turkey once though, when I was still very, very young. I remember the food was great. And other than that, I don't really remember much. Okay, so what is this? Ooh, okay. This is nice. Who posted this? Who was it? Valentina. All right. So basically, this is inverted lighting. I do have a whole chapter in the lighting tutorial, the premium thing that I'm doing. That's gonna be how to like light something like this. So this will definitely be covered in depth and how you can get all of this sort of lighting. And I really do like it. Honestly, we can use something like this in our kitchen as well to give us that extra bit of like light. So thumbs up, Valentina, about this. All right, we got this. So save. Go back to our bleh. The hell? Okay. Well, that was a good idea. We can use something like that. Here we can also maybe use the lights that we just created and put them over here. Let me just see how big they are. Alright, so make it in the defaults. Go to boom boom. Which see nope A-frame. Okay, so this was triple light. Okay, so triple light. Merge file. Alright, cool. Let's see how big this thing is. Oh yeah. I can definitely just make this thing into its own layer. Call this hanging lights. I'm just gonna say it one more time because I've probably said this multiple times when I'm doing stuff in my tutorials and when I'm doing stuff in the streams, but don't do this stupid shit that I'm doing and not naming anything. This is a very bad, very bad idea. Since I'm like working with a very small scene, it's not a problem, but this is generally a very bad idea that I'm doing here. Not naming anything and leaving everything with cylinders and lines and shapes. That will come back and bite you in the ass in the long run. Don't do it. Always name your stuff. Having said that, let me continue not naming anything. Power line. All right, so move this up. Boom. Get everything up as well. All right, let's isolation. All right, we got those lights in here. I want to have something like this. All right, cool. Maybe a bit lower. Cool. All right, we can work with this. Alright, so what else can we do here? How would I go about making a draw slide? What is a draw slide? A kitchen drawer above the cabinet. Huh? I'm confused. That was a draw slot. You lost me there, man. All right. Here's a general question for you that are actually, for all of you that are actually listening and watching this live. But how many times per week or how many streams per week would you guys like to see? Like so far we have 2. I've made it so it's like Tuesday and Thursday. But would you guys like to see more? Oh, you mean the backsplash? This thing on the corners here. If that's what you mean, that's actually quite easy. Ah, phone again. All right, give me a sec. Be right back. All right. That's cool. Now, the reason why I'm asking is I have some ideas that I want to try out, and I might start doing a bit more content for the channel, like start making more tutorials, more streams, and I like to have a bit more people jumping in and kind of helping me guide the channel into the ways that the community would like to see it grow, you know? Deal with things that are really important to people. Not just like make a certain types of videos, but you'll see. You'll see. That's why I'm asking how many times per week would you guys like to see live streams? I've given it a thought about like making live streams with renderings and stuff like that. The problem with that is it's not that I don't want to do them or I have problems with doing them. It's like it's very simple. When you're doing rendering, it takes time, and things that take time don't really mix well with live streaming, because if, like, for example, I test out a scene and I need to render it for like 15 minutes, I can't just like sit here and do nothing for 15 minutes and everybody else is like waiting. That's why it's always better to, like, when you're streaming live, to test out ideas, and then when you're like on your own or not streaming, then you can like test out stuff. And that's why I like the tutorial types of videos. When I make tutorials, I can spend the rendering time on my own time, and then I can edit it out. You have no idea how many times it has made me giggle. Like, I would read a comment of people asking me what sort of a computer I'm using because the renderings are so fast on my side. That's amazing. Like, I laugh out loud every time I read that. It's not like I have a supercomputer here. It's simply that every time I do videos, I will edit out the rendering times. Yeah. I do agree. It does really matter how you finalize the design. And what I had in mind was if I do decide to go full time with this, that would mean that every week we would have a different topic for the stream. So like the streams that I'm doing right now with the 2 streams per week thing is a single scene can span in multiple weeks, maybe even a month or 2. If I go ahead and do this thing full time, I'm probably gonna make it so that each week we have a different topic or a different scene that we actually finish, and by the end of the week I can from the things that we've done in that week, I can make some tutorials that will outline what we've covered, and then maybe even make a full-fledged tutorial on the whole scene. But again, I'm just talking from what I want to do. Yeah, sure, why not? I can do like streams for complete beginners, the pure basics, as you're saying. I can do them a bit advanced if you want. Yeah, no. The way that I have basically made all of my tutorials up until now, so for the last 3 years, I've had people actually comment about it. Like a few days ago I had a comment similar to that. He was like, this was very, very slow, this could have been done a lot quicker. Well, yeah, but that's the whole point about the video, the way that I make videos. I try to explain everything down to the last point, or so I cover everything so that somebody who's a complete beginner can follow along and learn. I really am not a fan of tutorials that simply just tweak some numbers or some values and then they hit render and they don't tell you what those values do or why they're doing that. I'm not a big fan of those. I like to explain everything, why I'm doing it and what that thing does and how it will affect our scene. So my tutorials might seem a bit slower to somebody who's a bit more experienced, but I do tend to, well, I do tend to cover everything. Yeah, but I agree, Valentina, we can use some of these lamps for the hallway, and what I can actually do here is do something like this then. Every single time there's something left. Okay, there we go. I'll copy it there. I'm gonna copy it over here, and since I'm gonna make this thing on the right, I'm gonna make it like this, just a very simple holder. Go 15 by 10 by 1. Alright, so instead of doing... you know what? Yeah, why not? Why not? Get these two. Chamfer it up. Why not? I don't see any reason why we shouldn't do it. Delete that backside. Whatever, go down. Whatever, just get it. No one. The hell? Connect. Okay. Control backspace. No. Okay. One there. And those that I just created, I'm gonna cap it there, but let's just quickly see how this thing will look. It looks like crap. We're gonna have one holding it down. Connect. Two more. Alright, so detail. Oh yeah, Grant Warwick is great about explaining everything, but then again, he's got a PC that's worth about $10,000. He's got, I think it was Cream. Yeah, the company that he used to work at, or I think he's working for them again now. They have his, they've let him use their own rendering farm. So, yeah, he can actually do that thing. After when she's streaming, when I'm on myself, I explain to. See, Valentina, you're doing it. You're doing it as well, huh? Something behind. Yeah. Jeff, yes, this is a new playlist, and this playlist is basically 3 hours of music that's, well, music that I can use on streams. Because let's try with rectangular look. Alright, so not this thick. Maybe 0.5. 2. You go, girl. Just make sure nobody's watching you when you're talking to yourself. Otherwise, they might start saying weird things behind your back. Or, even worse, they might start saying weird things in your face. All right, cool. So these two, they're probably a bit too tall, too high. So something like this. Awesome. All right, great. And since we're using those lamps, let's go ahead and, well, let's not. I was gonna put them in multiple places. We might actually be able to use that same thing in here in the bathroom as well. So maybe put it on this side. Now how this song is royalty free is beyond me, but I always thought that this would be this song, at least I know this one. This would be what is it? Yeah. You know what? Yeah. I'm not even gonna touch this. All right, so we got the lamp thing done. We got the lamps for here. We're gonna be using some light coming from the kitchen. What are we gonna put in here though? How much space do we have in here though? I'm pretty sure it's called something like it can be faded or something, but what I'm not sure is how is this thing not copyrighted? I've heard this in so many, well, that kind of explains it, I guess, as to why it's so well spread. It's because it's free. Crap. That makes sense. Alright, so we do have a nice opening there. You want to use the bean bags over here. Oh, actually, that's right. We still haven't done anything to the bottom room here. It's weird having a beanbag here because you can just like topple down and fall down the stairs. So no. Reading place. What's the better place for reading than here in front of the fire, where it's going to be crackling? You're going to get that nice, really nice lighting, like the fire lighting, and you're going to get some nice warmth coming from that fire. So yeah. Ooh, another thing that I might do is take this lamp. There we go. Cool. Of course you think that a sunroom would look pretty. But this is not a house that's gonna have a sunroom, Sarah. Valentina, I'm so happy that you're one of those people who condones this, who condones alcoholism, but I think that would be against the YouTube regulations if I were to say yes. All right, so messing aside though, I will need to create a bed It's either going to be for the top or the second floor, or the first floor or the second floor. We will need a bed, but I might actually go ahead and do that with Marvel's Designer, but definitely not in today's stream, because that's going to take a bit more than I'm willing to like spend. Haven't I created any beds in any tutorials so far? So I can just like use? Really? Nothing? I should make a tutorial about a bed. Alright, man. Take care. Have fun. Now, you gotta find a bed. Turned. Well, apparently I have not made a tutorial about a bed, which is weird as hell. Alright, Jeff. Thanks for being with me today, man. No, nothing. Okay, well, make a mental note. Make a bed tutorial. Alright, man, I've been doing a lot of tutorials. You guys choose a bed. What sort of a bed would you like to see? Come on, give me some ideas. Let me check my own goddamn channel. I've forgotten. What the hell. I've been doing this thing for what 3-4 years now. I've done quite a bit of like number of videos. I got what is it, 100 and almost 200 videos. So do I have any beds? Bed. Apparently not. No. Nope. Ah, I do have one. Modeling a bed. Yeah, this one is a single bed. I don't want to use a single bed. I want to use a full-fledged bed. All right, you guys, go ahead and choose a bed that you would like me to see me use in this scene. Okay. Chat. All right, what am I looking at here, man? Jeff, what am I looking at? Is this the thing I'm looking at? Alright, so your request is basically creating this? Dude. Alright, so cylinder, simple cylinder. Something like this. Added poly, pop those two off, go in, flail them out a bit so they're not actually perpendicular with what you just did. So flail them out just like so. Pop it like, let's say 3 as an instance, like this. Turbo smooth. Are you seeing any difference? Nope. And for these, for the ones that actually are going across, what you can do is take this whole thing, move it upwards just once, make it as a copy. Now take this turbo. Okay, so these 4 can be uniques. Yes. Now for this, attach, and go and pop them with a FFD, like a 3x3x3, and just skew them up like this. Skew this down like this. You don't want to move the bottom ones, but again, there we go. So you can get something like this. You can also do something like 180. Like this. Move it down. Boom. Soft selection on. Soft selection. And until you close down all of the small overlaps you have, you can play around with this. And you get something like so. Okay, can I judge something? I'm a terrible judgment. Okay, so, alright, this is actually quite cool. The lighting is fine. One thing that I can advise you on, at least for this image that I'm looking at right here, you might want to put a reflector on the back side. Not an actual source of light, but just put a one white polygon here, like a plane that can refract some of the light, so it can bounce back into the scene. That will give you a better illumination to these like parts here. So you don't have like 2 direct lights, but you have a reflector. It's going to give you a nicer look to this. Alright, so what else was there here? I think what I think. No. Sarah, where did you share the bed? Oh, 3 streams. 3 streams ago. I'm pretty sure I can find that thing right now. All right. Anybody else want to pitch in with some ideas about a bed? Oh, and when you're like posting the beds, have some consideration about the size of this room. So don't post any beds that are going to be huge, made for like rooms that are very, very wide. So we just need to have something. It can. Well, let me see how big that bed can be now. So auto grid. So the bed size should be 260 by probably at the most at 180. So if we make it like this, so big, it's going to take up the whole room, which might not be a bad idea either. It's just like you come into the room, you close the door, you hop into bed, that's it, just a small bed. Why so negative? That room can only accommodate a single bed. Nah, we can use a full-fledged bed as well. How we're gonna put it in the room, I have no idea. We're probably gonna use some teleportation skills, but we'll see. So the room space that we can play with is 258. So let's try 250 by 180. That's just okay. You and me both, Jeff. You and me both. That's why every time there is design in mind, I choose to have my two ladies help me out because they apparently are really good at it. See, I told them the size for the bed, and the first thing Valentina says is huge bed. She doesn't want to have two small ones. She wants to have one huge one. So what else do I need? All right, I guess I'll go ahead and find something for this room, and yeah. Everybody does need their own personal Valentina and Sarah as designer. Hell, I can put a link where it says hire Valentina and Sarah as designers. All right, kidding aside, we did manage to get quite a bit of ideas run through here today. We do have some lighting in finally into our scene, and next render or next stream we're gonna start finishing up this room and preparing it for rendering. So I guess that would be it for today's stream, and in the next day or so I'm gonna post oh sure, Sarah, go for it. I'm gonna post some questions in the community tab of YouTube, and I actually really do like this because every time I post something there, it pops up on everybody's phone, at least for the people that are actually subscribed to it. And it what if I have a question, it directly goes to you guys, and you can like give me a direct feedback. I'm really actually loving that feature. So we'll see. Like I said, this year I have some interesting ideas as to where I want to take my channel, and it's either going to blow up and turn into something much more fun, or if there is no interest, it might wind down or even like stop existing. We'll see. Hopefully it's going to be the first one. I'm sorry, Karen. Welcome to the stream, even though it's ending. All right. I'd like to thank everybody for being with me today. It was fun, especially Sarah and Valentina. You girls were amazing. You helped me a lot. Hey, Nelson. What up, man? I'm sorry. Hey, this is actually a pretty decent question. What is the best time for you guys to see the streams? Like, I do the streams in the time that I do, but it kind of appears that every time before I go offline, new people jump in, and I've had this thing happen multiple times. What works the best for you guys? Come on, before everybody says thank you and bye and everything else, hit that like button and answer the question that I just asked. What is the best time for you guys to see this stream compared to the regular time that we go online? Do you want to see it later, earlier, different days, and how many times per week would you like to see a live stream? 7 p.m. my time, you have to go to dance classes? Really? uh, all right, everybody. Thank you again for being with me today. To everybody that was with me live, it was very fun. Oh, I see people liking this thing to go on 3 times per week. Which days is the best days to stream? Depending, based on you guys. Which days would you like to see the stream go live if it's going to be 3 days a week? Oh, and another good question is if we make it 3 days a week. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna leave this thing as a question in the community tab on YouTube, and everybody that's going to be like getting that notification, leave your ideas on there, leave your thoughts, and I will see what everybody thinks, and based on that I will try and fiddle with it and basically make it so it kind of happens. All right, so again, for the last time, thank you everybody for being with me today. It was fun, and up until next time, see you around. Bye bye.